I'm doing an unboxing, and I'm very excited to do this unboxing because it's a new Australian brand of boots and shoes. It's a new company set up excitingly in our national capital of Canberra. So I'm excited, and let's get into it and do the unboxing. G'day, welcome back to Bootlosophy, my channel about reviewing boots. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Tek. Kalikul Wajak Nungabuja. Now, today I'm going to do an unboxing, and I'm really excited to do this one because it's a new Australian brand of boot and shoe makers. Now, they do make their boots overseas, out of Europe, but it's very exciting to see a new Australian boot brand start up. And this boot brand is actually called Sparrods & Co. S-P-A-R-R-O-D-S & Co. And I will leave a link to their website down below. It's not an affiliate link. I'm actually doing this unboxing because I'm really interested in getting another Australian brand up into my channel. So, the brand was started, I believe, in Perth, but the founder, Sam Nyarko, moved across to Canberra, and he started the brand over there. And just reading from an email that he sent me, he says that he got the idea in December 2016, but it took a long time to bring to fruition. And in fact, they went live in June 2022, a bit under the radar because I didn't know about it until last year when I started following Sparrods & Co. on Instagram. So he says he is still a bit unknown and relying on Google and social media, so I'm hoping to give him a leg up as a small Australian brand. All right, so that's about it about the brand. I'm going to unbox this boot, and then let's go through it. So this is the box of boots coming over from Canberra, from Sparrods & Co. This model is called the Outback Brogue boot. So let's open up the box, and we'll get into it. It's well taped, and I'm a bit worried about cutting my fingers off. So there you go. There's the actual box itself. Let me get rid of the packing. Sparrods & Co. www.sparrods.com. Nice blue box. Good looking materials. And it gives us some information here. Outback Brogue boot. Color is in Espresso. Size is in 42. They currently don't have half sizes. I'm actually a 41.5, but in discussion with Sam, he said go up a half size would be the way to go. So let's hope for the best. So just opening it up, we've got some goodies. So there's a little Sparrods & Co. brochure. There's some of their boots. And you can see some of their shoes as well. So on this thing, it's saying clean and polish, remove all laces, brush the leather, and so on. Trying on your new leather shoes, and thank you. Shoe care tips, brilliant. We're also given 2 boot bags in a kind of cotton felt material, very luxurious feel to it, nice. A shoe horn, I love getting goodies. Some waxy paper, oh here we go, straight away. So that's a really nice kind of European design. Most of Sparrods & Co.'s boots and shoes, in fact all of them, tend to be for the dressier category. This is obviously shaped after a Brogue boot, what the British call a Brogue boot, what the Americans might call a long wing. In that sense, it's a derby closing system, lacing system. It's got brogue patterning on the toe and very nicely brogued patterning on the edges of the leather. From what I can see, the punching is really good. This is German tanned leather. It's box calf, so it has a nice waxy hand to it. A reasonably firm temper, but we'll get into that. On the outside, they have proprietary studded outsoles, very similar to Day-Night, and you can also see the studded heel top lift with the nails through it. I'm assuming you can see the shininess of the nails. You can see the stitching through there, which is along the welt. Now, this might look like a Goodyear welted boot, but it's not. It's Blake rapid stitched. What that means is the uppers are lasted, attached to the welt, and then the welt is attached to a midsole, and the midsole is stitched inside the boot to the uppers, and then the the rubber outsole is put on, and an edge stitch is put through it as well. So it's resolable. It's perhaps not as waterproof or water resistant as Goodyear welt, but often if it's a Blake Rapid as opposed to a Blake, it's water resistant enough. You can see the stitching. This is made in Portugal, by the way. You can see the stitching is very clean and precise, and the punching of the brogues, again, very clean and precise. It's not an overdone pattern, it's just brogues on the edging and a small single piece backstay. Very elegant and very dressy. Not perhaps to the taste of some who like work American boots, but certainly very European in style. And for me, I would be wearing this, I think, with a suit and with very smart casual to my professional office. Leather heel stacks before you come to the rubber top lift. Just removing, right, there are the laces. Goodness, they're packed well. Can't even get it open. Just talk amongst yourselves for a little while while I get this undone. Remove the packing, and inside so having undone the laces, I'm right, the box calf is quite a firm temper, so it will need some breaking in, particularly I think along the calf and ankles and across the front. Quite a firm leather. From what I can see, it's maybe about, with the lining, maybe about 3.5 millimeters thick. And then inside more packing, lined with very soft lining leather, fully lined. Yep, up the shaft, on the tongue, and into the vamp. Really nice looking. It's a full grain leather, and you can see the grain and the actual paws of the animal. Let's take a look at the second boot. Similar quality control. This leather is a lovely formal leather. Similar quality control I can see. The punching of the brogues is really clean. The stitching and the pinking on the edge is really clean. There's nothing that's obviously sticking out or a misstitch anywhere that I can see. And I certainly don't see any scuffs or maybe some scratches during manufacture. The sole is on tightly and securely, and there are no gaps up to the heel lifts. The way they present this, for somebody who's eager to put them on, is actually very tricky because it's so tightly laced. And frankly, I'll have to undo the lacing to be able to open up the throat and get the packing out. This is an awkwardly packed boot. but all the better, I suppose, for preserving it. The tongue is ungusseted, completely ungusseted. So that's going to be interesting whether it swings to one side or the other on my feet. The tongue is actually quite thick, so I'm assuming it won't because of the firm temper of the leather. All right, I like them. I like the pair. I do like the pair. Obviously quite a formal boot. So let's get them on feet. So I think this might be an awkward first fitting. I had to relace the laces because they were done in packaging so tightly, and the firmness of the temper of the leather is such that I might be quite awkward putting my feet in, but let's go, let's have a look. So, and I might as well use this. Okay, wasn't as bad as I thought, but it's definitely a firm temper. And we'll tighten all this up, and my laces will be totally unbalanced, but that's fine as long as I can get them tightened up to show you, basically. So at 42, you can see how the laces are a bit unbalanced the way I've done them up. At 42, I can feel that I think it's slightly too big for me. We'll see, but I think these would fit in with a removable insole that would take some bulk up, and maybe with slightly thicker socks. I'm wearing dress socks at the moment. But the thumb's width thing, don't forget it's quite a pointy arm and toe, so you want it longer than you would normally if it's a rounded toe. But if you look at where my toe is, there's a thumb and maybe a little finger away from the tip, which surprisingly is probably all right. It just feels a little roomy. All right, let's have a look at this one. As I said, the leather is so firm that it's hard to open up the boot to put your foot in. So let's do this. It's a very awkward way of lacing up, I'm afraid to say, but you know. And also, the other thing I found when I was really lacing this up as quickly as I could was that the blind eyelets are really quite small. So they will take a little bit of breaking in. Don't worry, when I do this properly, I'll lace them up properly. Yeah, the blind eyelets are actually quite small. The lace is actually thick, so putting them through was a bit of an effort. I think they look really good. They remind me of the Thursday Brogue boots, Thursday wingtips. They're a little bit firm. As I stand up, they're comfortable enough, but they do feel firm. And surprisingly, for a dress boot, I think it's going to need a fair amount of breaking in of the leather, not so much the sole construction, because it's Blake Rapid stitch and therefore a little bit easier than Goodyear welt and stitch down to break in. It does feel a little roomy, particularly around the ball of the foot. And I think it won't hurt from a removable insert insole, which will make me not slip around as much. A little bit of heel slip, perhaps not as much as there should be, purely because of the firm temper of the leather, and I think as it breaks down, if I don't have an insert in there, it's big enough that I think there might be some noticeable heel slip. The fit around the ball is okay, it's roomy. The fit around the toes, now some of you, I know, will look at those toes and be worried because they're so pointy. They do not squish my toes at all because they go further in front of my toes, so everything fits in really nicely, and then there's a little bit of pointy end. of empty space in the front. Bending comfort is great, and I'm just impressed by this leather. The color is called Espresso, and I'm really super impressed by the leather. German tanned, calf skin, box calf skin. All right, so I'm going to wear these for a few weeks. I'll wear them pretty much every day for a couple of weeks, and then I'll wear them every other day for a week, and then after maybe 6 weeks, I'll bring you a full review once they're fully broken in, and I'll tell you how I make the slightly large fitting fit. All right, so let's wrap up. So we'll wrap up and summarize this unboxing. This is obviously a dressy boot. Many of my viewers prefer the more rugged, Trumans and P&W boots. I do like these. They do remind me in shape and design of the Thursday Brogue boot, and you can go and watch my review there. The color, I think, is a really lovely dark brown called Espresso, but a very formal brown color. In terms of patina, I think what it will do is become more subtle. I don't think you're going to get these masses of different colorations going on. It's quite a stiff-tempered leather. It is box calf, tanned in Germany. The boot is made in Portugal. It's quite a nice waxy feel to this leather. The creasing I've put on it from just trying it on is a very fine break. There's no sort of loose grain coming out anywhere, which is really nice, I think. Particularly for a dressy boot, you don't want to start seeing loose grain coming across the top. It's going to take a shine, although there is a great deal of animal grain on there that I'm hoping that you can see from the close-ups, which shows you what a full grain leather can look like in all its glory. The construction is really careful. It's really clean. Very impressed by it. I'm looking forward to wearing this with my suits, to go to my office, to meet with clients, and interestingly, over time, as the leather softens and becomes more supple, I think there's a possibility that I'd wear this with jeans on a much more casual type of thing, because Brogue boots can be casual. Perhaps not the American long wing, but certainly English Brogue country boots are meant to be worn out in the country. So I hope you like this introduction to Sparrods & Co. And I'm also going to try and bring Sam on board for an interview, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, I hope you like this review or unboxing really, not quite a review yet. And click on the like button, which will help me out and help send this out to more people who might be more interested in boots. And I'm back next week, so don't forget to be here. Take care out there. See you soon.